Tony, how do you keep up the morale of the negs and the valuers and the branch managers as a boss when it's tough out there in estate agency land? Talk to me.
So the key thing you just said there is, as the boss, you are the leader, you are the captain of the ship. So how you come into the office, how you act during turbulent times is absolutely critical to your troops. So you're going to be stressed, you're going to be under pressure, it's part of being a good boss. But so the first thing is, are you setting the right example? If they hear you bitching and moaning, you are giving absolute permission for them to bitch and moan. So that's probably my first point. Point number two is it's a mantra that we talk about in our sales management training to branch managers, and it's something that is so easily forgotten. Catch them doing something right. How often do we see them go up and say, look, why didn't you get the mortgage appointment? Or why didn't you talk about conveyancing? Or why didn't you do this? But why don't you talk about the things they did do very well? So wherever you can, catch them doing something right. But then I think the third and most important is about, you use the word morale, which is obviously motivation. Motivation comes from the Latin word motivas, reason for action. As a manager or a leader, do you know the real reason every single one of your team do what they do? Because the best managers do. They actually understand that this negotiator is working 12-hour days, 6 days a week, because the parents don't have a pension and they want to support their parents. Another one's looking to buy their first home with their partner and they're £4,000 away from a deposit and they're putting away every penny they get. They're not even going out on weekends to buy the deposit. So as a manager, if I knew that, I would make them have a picture of their property they're buying. I would make sure they sat down with our mortgage expert to make sure they're getting the best deposit or mortgage possible. That's all I'd be talking about to that individual on a daily basis to keep up that momentum when times are tough.
Yes, so you're almost putting it what motivates them
Always.
and turning it into not your advantage, but as a carrot and stick.
You're helping them, because what motivates you as a boss isn't what motivates your team. And often we get into that false...
Because there's an awful lot of bosses say, my team don't get where we're going. Well, if
they don't know, if they don't know. And it's about... So some suggestions I do with my best clients is it's not just about commission. Yeah, commission is a byproduct of doing great work, but it's also about sales ladders. It's competition. So some of my clients, we create a sales ladder. So we have every KPI you can imagine. So mortgage appointments, conveyancing, insurance, referrals, Google reviews, rating agent reviews, landlord's details that we spoke about in other videos, and so on and so forth. And you have all the picture on the top of the board. You've got all the KPIs I've just spoken about and more, viewings, valuations, etc. Down the side is pictures of your team, because it's fun. And every time, to the person, that the negotiator who gets the most of, let's say, mortgage appointments that week, gets points. So let's say they get 5 points. At the end of the month, they've got 20 points. At the end of 3 months, they've now got 80 points. And a point is £1. But rather than give them a commission, because that's what the commission's for, turn that point into a prize. So say to them, you've now earned 80 points, £80, go out and buy something you want for you or your partner or your children for the value of £80. So what you're doing is you're rewarding success.
So it's not going in the pay packet and being lost.
And it's going things that they probably either couldn't afford or wouldn't want to spend their money on. So they see it as that added extra. And it doesn't just have to be financial, it can be duvet days. You've smashed it this month on conveyancing, come in Friday at 11:30 if you wish, so you can go take your kids to school, or you can go on their sports day.
Doesn't cost you anything as a boss.
Costs nothing, and it's having that healthy, and I think that's the key word, healthy competition, because times are tougher at the moment, but they're always going to be,
Because let's be honest, most negs are going to be millennials.
Yep.
And again, a lot of people have said to me that quite often, yes, they want the commission, but they also want the experiences.
Absolutely.
And asking them what they want.
Absolutely.
As opposed to you imposing your 1980s, it's all about salary and commission.
Correct. And one agent of mine that does this brilliantly is Prospect in Reading. So they've got 11 offices now, I believe. And they have the Prospect ladder. It's very clever. So when you join them, it's a very clear step-by-step of how you're going to reach director level, if that's your motivation. Some people it isn't. And and you know very clearly, and your manager will help you with this, of what you need to achieve every 3 to 6 months to get up the ladder to director level. And they do things like, for the guys, they'll have a bespoke suit made for them if they hit certain points. For the ladies, it might be a day in the spa or a bespoke suit for them, whatever their preference is. But it's just, again, that keeps that motivation, because if your motivation is progression and you don't have a ladder of sorts, you're not getting that drive out.
It's quite nice, isn't it? Because you know exactly where you are. Because there's a lot of values out there thinking, I'm waiting for dead man's shoes. What do I need to do?
Correct. So, and I think 16 steps is probably overkill, but I love the premise, and it's, and what I love about, say, Prospect is a great example, is you go in their office and they've got top performer of the month up the whole staircase. Everywhere is top performer of the month, different person sometimes with their picture, and it's that recognition, and something that, again, as a motivation that some of my best clients do, is they've got all these testimonials, like they've got lovely cards that have been sent in, but they're just put away in a box. I call it your wall of success. And I would put, if I was running an agency, a wall that's visible to anyone walking in, wall of success, and have all these beautiful cards framed, because this is what our clients say about us. And that's quite nice to be surrounded by that on a daily basis of, look how bloody good we are, But if it's in a box somewhere, you're not doing it.
Yeah, cut them in half, and then you can turn the front bit that says thank you, and the other part which is
great idea. Great idea. So yeah, that does. If you do all those things on a daily basis, the motivation will remain.